2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Council Vice President Paulis, would you please read the Open Public Meeting Act statement?
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of August 14th, 2024 was included in the list of meeting notices sent to newspapers of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted as the required notices under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Scerbo, would you please do the invocation?
Lord, we are meeting today to conduct matters of business. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Amen.
Amen. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Here.
Councilman Scerbo?
Here.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Here.
Council President Meyner?
Here. Bills list, please.
The regular bills list as of August 14th, 2024 is $693,115.93. The prepaid bill list is $976,164.52 for a grand total of $1,669,280.45.
Motion.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call, please.
Second.
So, my fault.
It's okay.
Going too fast. Any discussion?
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. Minutes of July 24th, 2024, regular session minutes, and also the July 24th, 2024, executive session minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. At this time, we'll be going into executive session, contract negotiations. Roll call, please. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion on that? Roll call.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes. Counselor?
We will be in executive session for, I was told, no more than 10 minutes, but we'll say, we'll say 15 minutes at the max to contractual negotiations to the Calvert Foundation in the Town of Phillipsburg. Actually, maybe taking when we resume our regular session.
Roll call to go in.
We're good.
We're good. Tell time, they all look like this.
Next time, we'll see.
I know it counts. Motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, roll call.
Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
We're in executive session for 45 minutes, during which time we discussed one matter regarding the contractual relationship between the Town of Phillipsburg and the Calvert Senior Foundation. No action was taken in executive session.
Thank you, Counselor. Moving on to public discussion on agenda items only. To the podium, Mr. Jane.
Ann Davis, 2024-156, what's going to happen with those employees? 2024-156. The Section 8 going over to housing.
Where that employee's going? The best
I mean, what's going to happen to them? Because I'd
Section
hate
8.
to see somebody be out of a job, especially.
No one's out of a job.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure.
Yeah, no
I
one's
mean,
out
they
of a
have
job.
bills to pay too, and so just wanted to make sure.
Right.
Okay.
And by the way, personal knowledge on that, any community that has public housing, the town is not supposed to have it. That's federal law, not my law. It should go to the housing authority. So 20 years ago, I personally brought it up at a council meeting. So this is nothing new, this is law. Not Phillipsburg law, not New Jersey law, federal law. So all the rumors that were out there and the phone calls I got today, that's the law. Federal housing goes to a federal agency, and the town of Phillipsburg has one. So I wanted to put that to rest. Anyone else? Okay, moving on to ordinances for the second reading. Ordinance 2024-17. Ordinance amending ordinance 2024-02, establishing the salary range of certain officers and employees of the town of Phillipsburg.
So moved.
Second.
Since it's a second reading, the public is welcome to come up. Seeing none, any questions from council? Seeing none, roll call please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis,
Yes.
Council President Marino,
Yes. Ordinances, first reading, 02024-18. Ordinance amending 67-17 as Schedule 1, no parking.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? This is for the council, not the public, going first. Roll call on that one, please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis,
Yes.
Council President Marino,
Yes. This is a new one added on, I'll read it. Ordinance 02024-19. Ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, renaming Kneedler Avenue from the intersection of Fisher Avenue to the intersection of Anderson Street, consisting of approximately 1,090 feet pursuant to NJSA 40:67-1K.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Excuse me, ma'am, not on this one. Excuse me, ma'am.
No, I
Not
can't,
this
I'm
one.
sorry.
I'll let you
Okay.
talk after.
I thought you meant.
No, when we
Okay.
get to the point, I'll make sure you talk, okay?
Sorry.
Okay, roll call?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis,
Yes.
Council President Marino,
Yes. Okay, resolutions on the consent agenda. There's a couple that were added. I want to read them into the record before we move on that. Just bear with me. We changed Resolution 2024-70. Resolution to provide for the appointment of Susan Turner as acting municipal clerk and registrar for the town of Phillipsburg. Second one added, Resolution 2024-171, resolution providing for the insertion of special item of revenue in the budget of any county or municipality pursuant to NJS 48-4-87, Chapter 159, PL 1948. Third one added, Resolution 2024-172, resolution providing for the insertion of special item of revenue in the budget of any county or any municipality pursuant to NJS 48-4-87, Chapter 159, PL 1948. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
No discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes. Okay, any old business? Councilman Clark?
No.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes. I brought up several meetings ago asking about the status of our truck route. I still see trucks on just about every street in town yet, tractor trailers. As a matter of fact, Monday, a truck turned from Roseberry Street onto Center Street, tractor trailer right in front of me. We still have tractor trailers going down South Main Street. You know, if you're at the summer concert series, they're still going up and down there. You see them when you're at the farmer's market. They're clipping mirrors off of cars down toward the Free Bridge. And I know one of the holdups was getting signage with the ordinance on it, so we can enforce this truck route, and I just want to know where we stand on that right now.
Yeah,
Mayor?
so it's still with the DOT, correct, Tim?
Correct.
DOT final,
It takes basically the commissioner, the supervisor, the Bureau to sign off on the ordinance you adopted. Takes a little bit to review. They haven't done one of these in 30-plus years in the state, so once that's passed, then you will adopt the ordinance to start enforcement, and then you can post your signage.
So additional action that we've taken, we have forwarded some correspondence to some elected officials at the higher state level to see if they could help us forward that process to get it passed as soon as possible so we can move forward.
Looking to have a better update at the September meeting on DOT steps.
Thank you.
Anything else, Councilman?
That's it.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yeah, I just have two things. I know I brought up a couple stop signs in the area of Irwin and Schultz was one, and I believe there was another one that was already looked at. It's on the section of when you come down Logan Hill to the right, there's a back alley that needs a stop sign there. I believe that was already looked into. What do we have to do to get the stop sign at Irwin and Schultz? I brought it up a couple times.
So as long as Tim's okay with it,
So Irwin and Schultz was previously studied, and the recommendation, it didn't meet the federal criteria. That studies was recirculated to the town. And then for the other the location, I don't know, the road name escaped me, but that location did warrant it due to sightlines. So the second one you brought up, it just needs to have an ordinance adopted to amend the code. The first location in the prior review indicated it didn't. Rich can guide you on potential steps council could take.
Could we look at Irwin and Henderson now? Somewhere on that stretch of Irwin needs a stop sign.
There was a comprehensive review of that area. So one of the aspects of installing traffic signs is regulated by federal standards that's supported by state regulation. There's criteria. The one criteria they put in basically letters almost is that stop signs are not meant for speed control, and speeding issues is not the criteria to install stop signs.
So when kids are playing, that's not an issue either for cars to slow down and stop, so the kids, if they're riding their bike in that area, which they do a lot, that doesn't come into consideration?
Unfortunately, that's not one of the criteria for the federal warrants for stop signs.
So is this same criteria on the block over on Hudson Street, which is right there, same area? Was that the same criteria? Because it finds it to be far-fetched for that to be true.
Well, the other criteria at the one location was based on that there was a school bus stop at that location.
Yes,
So
and there's one where I'm mentioning it as well.
at the time of the prior one, that wasn't indicated.
All right, well, I'd like to look into this more. If there's any other options we could, like you mentioned, I would like to look into it further.
okay, just for my purposes, for the August meeting, we'll do an ordinance amending the code to add a stop sign at, what was it, Logan and,
It's the alley.
I don't know what
Tim, you know the alley?
it's Grant Street, and I don't know what the back alley's called.
Were you on going down the hill, you on the left side or the right side?
On the right side,
On the right side, yeah,
yeah.
I'll confirm with you it's the right look. We're talking about the same
Yeah,
intersection.
it is the same
It might
one.
be.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll wait for your email confirming to me the intersection, and we'll do the ordinance for August.
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else, Councilman?
So I don't, what further action, we can't take any further action on Irwin?
If there's a bus stop on Irwin, potentially if there's a bus stop on Irwin, there's a criteria based on pedestrian vehicle conflicts. Generally, a bus stop produces additional pedestrian traffic.
Yeah,
That may warrant a multi-way stop, so I could revisit that study if that's the case.
Yeah, for the future, I mean, I brought this up 4 times, no one ever gave me this information. For the future, all it is a communication to send an email. So the professionals can do that to me next time, instead of me bringing it up 5 times at a meeting. I think that would be, respectful. Thank you.
You're welcome, Council. Vice President?
I'm good.
Okay, under old business, the only thing I have here, can you ask the chief of police if we can increase more police patrols there, but no warning tickets? Put it out, we're, Irwin Street, Matt, you have a lot of speeding?
It was a consensus when the mayor, myself, and Councilwoman Paulis walked the streets in that area. That was a main concern for people that have children there and at the bus stop.
Okay, good, so maybe we can increase police presence up on the hill. I think most of the people that live up there will welcome that. Okay, I have nothing under old business. New business, Councilman Clark.
No.
Councilman Kennedy?
No.
Councilman Scerbo?
Nothing at this time.
Council Vice President? I do. I'll make it brief. I contacted the school superintendent today. Anyone who drives down Hudson Street Hill and goes to South Main Street at the light, the school bus under law, now there's no problem here, it's no fault. She's doing the right job, she stops by the light. But if you got the green light going on to South Main making a left, there's a big yellow bus with red lights. So I had asked the superintendent to move that bus stop down to Market Street and South Main. Anybody familiar with that? It's where the point comes out of Market Street, cross street. I won't give any store business any name, but there's a store there. That bus stop is there for the kids that come southbound. So all we're gonna do is move the northbound bus down to the same place. So that's there for safety. I have nothing else.
Council President,
Yes.
since you brought up the bus stops, there was a conversation, I know the mayor wasn't at the last meeting, there was a conversation by one of our residents, and I brought up about the bus stop on Logan Hill, and I inquired about getting a crossing guard there. I know there was one previously there about 2 years ago, and they had pulled that crossing guard from that location. So if we could look into possibly putting another person there again, I think it's a safety issue like you just mentioned on South Main Street.
Okay, what's
We
the
just-
cross street at Logan?
Claremont and Logan.
So we
Mayor?
did, yeah, I can definitely revisit that. We had a conversation 2 days ago about crossing guards and bus stops. The state of New Jersey has, the bus is determined to be its own crossing guard with the stop as long as people are abiding by the laws. Not all of the buses have equipped cameras.
Sure.
If they did, it would be an easier solution, but if that's a problem area, we can definitely,
Yeah, I had sent, when I was a resident, I think it was 2 years ago, I had sent an email to the chief with a video of actually cars passing the bus. He seemed to think it wasn't an issue, but I still think it is. I have a grandfather that goes down there, he's maybe 80 years old. He shouldn't be having to stand in the street risking his life when we could maybe put a police officer or a crossing guard there. So, appreciate that.
Okay, moving on to motions. Firefighter application for Stephen Foltz, council extension of tax billing grace period to August 31st.
Council President?
Yes.
If I may, actually, after we published this, I talked with the tax collector, and she recommended that we actually shift the grace period forward a bit to September 4th.
September 4th, correction. So you can pay your taxes by September 4th. Duly noted. Any questions on that from council? Okay, motion to accept them?
So moved.
Second? I'll second it. Any discussion? Okay, public petitions. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, vote.
Oh, we need a vote. Excuse me. Moving this fast.
You are moving it quickly.
We need a vote.
The roll call?
Roll call.
Okay. Councilman Clark?
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy?
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo?
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis?
Yes.
Council President Meyner?
Yes. Okay. Public petitions. Just state your name. You have 3 minutes to talk.
Ann Davis, I'm glad, first of all, that the tax date is being extended because there are several people in town that have not gotten that tax bill yet. And if we go by what was said at the last meeting when I questioned it, that people aren't going to pay things without a bill. I guess if they didn't get a bill, they don't have to pay it. But regarding the taxes, I did a little research because something just wasn't sitting right with me. And I reached out to County Administrator Alex Lazorzak about the tax situation. He confirmed that Phillipsburg was late with getting their information in, that the county struck the tax rate for Phillipsburg on July 18th, 3 days after they received the information. So knowing that on July 24th I asked about that, and obviously people sitting up here knew that the answer I was given wasn't 100% authentic. Why were estimated tax bills not sent out to the residents when they could have been?
so that tax rate has to be certified before it's sent to the town. We didn't get a certified tax rate from the county tax office until after that tax rate was struck. It gets struck, then it has to be certified by the state, then we get it. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is our tax collector who can probably give more insight than I can.
So once the county strikes the rate, it has to be certified both by the town and by the county. That was received by my office on July 22nd. So between July 22nd and July 25th, we were printing, stuffing, putting postage on bills. And on July 25th, we hand-delivered those bills to the Phillipsburg Post Office.
Okay, that I understand, but we knew our stuff was in late, so why weren't estimated tax bills sent out? Because this has caused a lot of drama. It really has.
So if we didn't get the tax rate from the county, we would be giving wrong estimates. If
But
the
it
state
would have been adjusted in the second quarter. This is what the county administrator is telling me when I spoke with him.
Yeah, you would have to send out, you would have to
Well,
you would-
you can do estimated tax bills. We weren't anticipating the late receiving of the tax rate. We typically get it in the second week of July, and we received it on July 22nd. In order to do an estimated tax bill, that doubles our costs of forms, postage, envelopes. So it's very costly for that 1 week delay.
And I understand that as well, but we're taking the time to stuff flyers in with our sewer bills. The online program wasn't working for whose ever responsibility that was. I'm not blaming the tax office for that, I'm not. But people were looking to that and couldn't even get it. People didn't want to bombard the tax office and keep calling to give those girls, it's not their fault, it's not. So the problem is we were late, we held up the entire rest of the county. And why is that
Excuse me,
happening?
Mr. Davis, 3 minutes is up.
What Alex said was correct. They struck their tax rate. They didn't get the proper legal certification from the state
Oh, on the
until
PowerPoint?
after that.
Excuse me, but why every time, Mayor, that I speak, do I have to be harassed by your father?
Mhm.
Every single
Every
time,
time.
every
Oh my
week.
God. I'm not sure.
I'm
Every
a
time,
drama
don't
queen.
say that.
Okay.
I'm not sure what
That's
you're talking
no
about.
It's
response.
harassment.
That's it.
I'm not sure.
Harassment.
Okay, anyone else want to come up?
Every meeting.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Excuse me a second. Did you need, because Mayor Piazza was explaining something, do you need him? to-
Excuse me, we conducted a meeting here, you can conduct it after. Ma'am?
Is this on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Everybody can hear me, right? All right, Drizzy Kelly from 58 Sickery Street in Phillipsburg. I'm here to talk about Sneaker Day. It's coming up. On a brighter side of the conversations in the room. I have flyers if anybody wants one. It's a public event, open to the youth of all ages, everywhere. Bring their shoes out, get them customized for free. We have craft tables, this event grew 3 times from the size of it last year, so that's a good thing. The question I have for the town is, I have a couple different permits that I have to take care of with the town still, for the event to happen at Walters Park. I am completed with the health department as far as sending the payment over to them, whatever. I have to still do other things for them when I go to the concession stand up there. Okay, it's just a bunch of shit. I need to ask if I can get a request somehow to get fees waived for this park to be used for the event.
Council, how do you feel about it? I feel it's a public event for the kids of Phillipsburg. I'm in favor of waiving it. If any council person has any objection, please state it now.
I don't, but when is it?
The
It's
date,
August 25th. I have flyers if you
do you have a
want.
time on that? The
10 to 5.
9 to 5. Okay, seeing, we should make a vote on it. Okay, we need a motion to suspend the, waive the fees for that event that day.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Kennedy,
Yes.
Councilman Scerbo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Paulis, Council President Marino.
Yes, good luck to you, and thank you for helping us get to that. Okay, anyone else? Joe?
Just stop.
I'm Joe Meyner. I'm a human being. Like, I have spent 3 minutes over the last 6 meetings giving background on rent control. I personally believe I am the most middle ground promoter of a solution experts will come in from, no matter where they come in, they will come in with a bias. I have proposed what I consider a middle ground solution. Every member of the council has received it. Every member of the community who wants one and told me about it has received it. If anybody else hasn't gotten it yet, is 2019-10.18 rent. It's part of the public record. The other thing is, if you give me your email address, I will email you a copy. The only thing that's left to do, and all mine does, is the simplest middle ground solution. There is no bait and switch in my program. That's what's eliminated. So when you rent a property, you know a full year ahead what next year's rent is likely going to be. And the second wonderful little hook, it is administered by the teeniest little hunk of man hours by the secretary of the inspection department, a person that already exists. This replaces a whole bunch of heavy-duty, expensive hoopla. So it's cheap, it's good, it doesn't do everything, it slows inflation, it doesn't stop it. Go team, go!
All right, Joe.
And oh yeah, it takes one thing. One of the 5 council members who has the right to make a motion during new business has to say, I move that we adopt blah, 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 blah. That's how easy it is. And if none of you ever do it, we'll never get it. And then somebody's going to push an extreme one day.
Thank you, Joe. Ma'am, you wanted to speak. Now's the time you can speak. Just give us your name.
Okay. Sandy Dunlap, 440 Heckman. I want to address the Kneedler Avenue issue. I think the town should rethink that, honestly. Does the town realize the expense that it's going to incur changing all the addresses for all the people that live there and what they're going to go through to have that done? That's all.
Thank you, Mayor. If any councilman want to address how that procedure goes? Anybody have any knowledge on how that goes? Number one, you call your 911 coordinator. You make a request you want to change the street. You check to make sure there's not another street in that same area. Okay, then number two, you notify those people that there's going to be a change. They'll get first-class mail, mailed for 1 year from the date of the change. After that, it gets returned to sender. I've called the 911 coordinator. I've called the United States Postal Service. That's the information I got. And as a retired postal employee, that's the way it works. There's 79 units on that block that will be affected. So I hope they can seek help to make sure they get their changes. Since it's in a low-income area, they're going to have programs that might be an address come in. So it's a simple thing for 911 in the town. It's a simple thing for the Postal Service. They're going to see a block range, I think it's 418 to 579 Kneedler Avenue, and that machine's going to send that to whatever route it is. I forget. It used to be Route 18. I don't know what it is now. So that's the way that operation. So the onus is going to be that they will get an official notice after the council approved it, and then it's up to the people who live there to make the change. Does that answer you? And that's coming from the United States Postal Service out of Edison and the Warren County 911 coordinator.
I guess that's good enough for me then.
Okay, just wanted to enlighten. You know, I made the call. I went over there, I walked the block, took the numbers down, and asked for Kyrie from the Peabody office. They quite well know what it is, and hopefully everything works out for them. Okay, but I will not help them change an address because it's personal, and I want to state that for the record. I won't do anything that can get in trouble because I imagine some of them are going to be governmental mailing addresses, so that is the procedure. All right, anyone else? Okay, council open time, Councilman Clark. Hold it.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry. That isn't what it is to be. Sandra Morrisette, Fairview Heights. I just wanted to say thank you very much to Council for looking out for our children with the extra stop signs, checking about the bus stops and all that. So I just wanted to talk to you, actually quoting from page 22 of the State Planning Commission, warehouse siting guidance, particularly addressing overburdened communities, air quality and health impact considerations. Emissions of air pollutants and greenhouse gases from diesel-powered delivery vans and tractor-trailers represent the most substantial environmental impact from warehouse facilities. With mounting evidence that diesel exhaust poses major health hazards, reducing diesel pollution has become a public priority and needs careful consideration of where intensive diesel sources of pollution should be located and mitigated. The World Health Organization classifies diesel exhaust as carcinogenic to humans, and abundant research has shown that its components, including nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, are harmful to human health, even at low concentrations and through short-term exposures. Diesel trucks visiting warehouses emit both nitrogen compounds, a primary precursor to smog formation, and a significant factor in the development of respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis, and lung irritation. And diesel particulate matter, a subset of fine particulate matter that is smaller than 2.5 micrometers, and a contributor to cancer, heart disease, respiratory illnesses, and premature death. It should be noted that the smaller the particulate matter, the deeper in the lungs they settle, and this is of primary concern to children. Additionally, I just want to say that Chambers Street is right above our house, and several times now we have seen trucks stuck on Chambers as they're trying to make a left onto Bennett. One time it was tipping. I thought it was going to come over the hill because they have to mount the grass at the top. So in that violent thunderstorm last week, a truck driver had to back up Chambers because he realized he couldn't make it on Morris, and of course he's sliding because of the rain, and then we ended up calling the police just as he managed to make it onto Bennett. Thank you very much.
Mayor.
Just a little addition to what you said about diesel vehicles. I know MAC just had to cancel a order for a municipality because of New Jersey's ramping up their electric vehicle requirements. 1 in every 8 currently has to be, I think, registered electric by April of 2025, and they plan on ramping that up further. So MAC is having trouble keeping up with that production, so they're canceling. Kenworth is keeping up with the production. There's a couple companies that can't, but so New Jersey is.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, just a little.
That's good
addition.
to know, but there's also problems with the brake pads emitting asbestos and things like that also.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Randy Piazza, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I have to apologize to the council tonight because I think maybe something I may have said was taken out of context from somebody over here. Thing is, I wasn't talking to her, I was talking to my wife. And I don't know where the harassment comes from because all I've ever done was come up here to speak. That's it. Now, maybe some people don't like what I have to say. Maybe they don't agree with everything I say. But I try not to be offensive. Now, I've been up there before, I've sat up there before, I've had a lot of people that came up in the past where they were offensive. And I tried to use my best forms of diplomacy to try to put it off to the side. Now, someone, the lady that was over here talking up against me,
Single me out.
what?
You're not supposed to single people out.
Okay, no dialogue.
Well, anyway.
Let's keep the meeting
He's
going.
gonna let it happen though.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is because of something personal, my mouth's getting dry. But anyway, I just wanted to get that across that, a little winded, that, you know, that I apologize for, you know, if I offended anybody here tonight. Thanks.
Anyone else before we close public petitions?
Why are you staring at me?
Hold it. We're not going to have that in this meeting. We're not 2 years old. You have something to say, everyone had their opportunity to talk. Sir, your name?
David Morrisette, 5 Fairview Heights, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Good evening, Council President Marina.
Marina,
Always,
thank you.
What's that?
I thought you said Marina.
No, Marina.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to speak with you and members of council. I have brought with me tonight a pack of Lucky Strike cigarettes. On the package, it is written, Surgeon General's warning, smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. Council President, I assume that you would never want to hand this pack of cigarettes to one of the youth of Phillipsburg and tell them to smoke the cigarettes.
Do you want a response from me from Dave? I never
Inhaling-
smoked in my life or never tried it, so I would never put myself in that position. But continue.
No, great. That's inhaling deeply. And I assume that is true for the other council members as well. Council President, if there's anybody who thinks that it would be a good idea to give this pack of cigarettes to a young person in Phillipsburg and ask them to smoke them, perhaps they could raise their hands. I suspect no hands will be raised. Well, as you have heard previously this evening, diesel fumes that come from warehouses are a cause of respiratory illness and cause cancer. Basically, what's on this cigarette pack, which is something warehouses and cigarettes have in common. By allowing a warehouse and diesel fumes to permeate the area of the flats, that would be basically forcing the residents of the flats to be smoking packs of cigarettes. Additionally, there seems to be plans that I think are kind of cool to revamp fields at Delaware River Park and make athletic fields in that area. When participating in athletic events, in addition to just inhaling the diesel fumes, the youth of Phillipsburg will also be breathing hard, and thus will essentially be taking long drags of harmful diesel fumes. For the health and welfare of the town of Phillipsburg, don't hand the residents packs of cigarettes and ask them to smoke them. And don't allow a warehouse to be built on the Peron Howard Street property and force the residents to inhale harmful diesel pollution. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Joan Peirce, Phillipsburg. We're back to the warehouse on Howard Street. Council, I guess we better call Atlantic States and have them shut down because they're polluting the air every day. Everybody stop driving because you're polluting the air. Get out your bicycles, start riding to work because we're polluting the air. Stop picking up garbage because we're polluting the air. Stop mowing your grass, stop weed whacking because we're polluting the air. Everything we do, we're polluting the air. So what should we do? I'm asking council, what should we do? Because everything we do, we're polluting the air. We're breathing the air, we're polluting the air. We're breathing it in, we're polluting it. So, for 100 years or more, as a kid growing up in downtown with Atlantic States and the foundry and everything else and everything that has gone on in town, I breathed it in and I'm still breathing. So because this man wants to build a warehouse, it's polluting the air. So like I said, notify all our companies, tell them to shut down business, tell our PDW close down, tell everybody to close everything down, start getting out your bicycles, start riding them to and from work, don't mow your grass because of pollution, don't drive your cars because of the emissions that are coming out of your cars. Because we are polluting the air. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Dan Boyce, Phillipsburg. Joni just stole my thunder about
Sorry.
the cars. Really, but it makes sense. I've got grandchildren going to school that have friends right now that can't buy school supplies because their parents aren't working. We have an opportunity to bring jobs into town for them just to be able to buy notebooks and pencils and crayons for their kids to go to school. It's just really pathetic. In a town that was built on industry, you want to take the industry away. I mean, this frivolous lawsuit the judges have taken all the teeth out of it. It's being gummed to death. Still going on, has cost this town over $4 million in lost tax revenue. $4 million, how many jobs? These are kids. Not only can they not buy school supplies, they're not buying food to eat. Some of these kids keep waiting to go to school because they get one meal a day. This is really pathetic. People are living up next to the Flintstones up there in the gated community want to bring all this stuff out. Enough is really enough. And you know what's going to happen now is you lost over $4 million in lost revenue. The developer is going to file a lawsuit, which is going to cost even more. Taxes are going to go up again. And it's all to blame on this frivolous lawsuit. I'm sorry. If you would have collected $4 million, maybe the taxes wouldn't have gone up so high. Well, really, you know, I always thought watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space was a movie, but I see it's really true. We've been invaded. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, move to council at the time. Councilman Clark.
Yes, just some short updates. Just a quick reminder, we have the Phillipsburg Railroad Festival coming up Saturday, September 14th, so we are officially 1 month away. So spread all the information you can on Facebook. I see folks are sharing it, so we're officially 1 month away, so get ready for that. Today, both Councilman Kennedy and I had the opportunity to meet with Senator Cory Booker. He was in Washington Borough today. He was donating $500,000 to the Warren County Habitat for Humanity. As you know, Phillipsburg has numerous Habitat for Humanity projects right here in town, so this money will go a great deal in helping to build new homes for folks that truly need it. So I just wanted to thank the Senator for not only the donation of the $500,000, but also visiting Warren County, because as you know, it's very hard to get federal representatives to visit your area, especially up in Warren County, because they're moving all across New Jersey. So it's always good to get someone from the Senate over here. And then finally, as y'all know, I am working with the Bernardine May American Legion building. They're in need of a new roof. So I had the opportunity to meet with Senator Steinhardt today. I shared with him some of the concerns that we're trying to find grants to help repair the roof. And the Senator seems very enthusiastic to help. So I'm very happy to have him on board. So I plan on reaching out to his office to see if we can locate some grants to help the veterans make some much needed repairs to the roof. Because as you may know, that building, it has character, let's just say. So I just want to thank Senator Steinhardt for listening to me, and I'm looking forward to moving forward and trying to identify some grants. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Clark. That's good that we're trying to help people in need. Councilman Kennedy.
Yeah, briefly getting back to the truck route. As many of you know, many of the streets in town are already posted restricting vehicles over 4 tons. So if I could ask the mayor if he could reach out to the chief of police and suggest upping the enforcement of this.
When it comes to the enforcement of so until the truck route gets passed and you have, can you explain the process a little bit, Tim? We've gone over this.
Existing restricted roads, you do have a code in place that's not affected by what you.
So Center Street.
To an extent, it's not impacted yet. Center Street, there's a couple other roads and a number of roads. But once the commissioner signs off on your current route, or he lets the department head sign off on it, you'll adopt an ordinance that would put in all the fines and enforcement mechanisms.
So one of the ordinances that the county had recently put in was it fined anybody with a gross vehicle weight, right? You didn't need the proper scales and weights and measures and a certified police officer who has a weighmaster's license. Am I correct on that?
It becomes complicated when it's not based on the registered vehicle weight.
Yeah, so our laws aren't based on the registered vehicle weight, as far as I know. Are they?
Your current ones, I don't want to speak to your current ones.
Okay.
Because I've been more focusing on the.
Yeah, the county did upgrade
the new ones
theirs.
would be based on registered weight, so.
Okay. All right. I'll look into it, and if it's allowable, we'll do it.
All right, I appreciate it. The Farmers Market this Sunday will be sponsoring a First Responders Day, and it'll be a Touch a Truck event, which is always a big event. The kids get a great kick out of the big trucks and so forth. And with that, the Thomas the Train will be going this weekend, so there's going to be a lot of pedestrian traffic in the downtown area, and a lot of people coming to town that normally wouldn't be here, so that's a good thing. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Scerbo.
Yeah, I just have one thing. I just wanted to highlight the town. I think it's great that our town provided some summer jobs at the pool and through Clean Communities grants for our young kids that are maybe in high school or going into college to try to save some funds moving forward. I know a lot of municipalities in our area really don't do that. I had the honor of, when I was 17, to work on the back of a garbage truck here in town to do the same thing. So I think if we offer these opportunities to the youth, hopefully it could trickle over into the community and taking pride in our parks and even just our sidewalks and our yards, and just making it more presentable, and obviously offering them a little wage to save money for school or gas money. I know my son just got a car. He's looking for a job himself, so gas isn't cheap. So if we can provide these opportunities to youth, if we can continue doing that future years, I think that's a positive for our town and for our youth. That's all I have.
Thank you, Council Vice President.
I just want to thank the tax office for your efforts. I know it isn't an easy job, especially this time of year, and I know that you've been dealing with new software. And I know myself, I have issues with the Postal Service being reliable. They are not like it used to be, as well as with the new software not being compatible with the company that handles the credit cards and the electronic check payments. So I do thank you, your whole department for your efforts in extending that due date. And I also want to wish Matt Hall best of luck in all of your endeavors. We appreciate your service to the town.
Thank you. I'm going to make mine brief. Number one, there are a lot of people in this town, as well as all over the area, in need of home improvements and all that. And I try to help a few people that you can. It's like walking into a brick wall. There's no money. There's not this, call this agency, call that agency. And they are not getting help out there. That is true. So thank the United States Senator, Councilman, since you're able to talk to them. The more money we can pump into this area, we can help these people. They're just, with whoever you call, either they don't have the money, or you just go from one block to another block. So there is that poverty level out there of people trying to get money to improve their properties. It's not a small thing. It's, in my opinion, it's getting larger. Also, Matt, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. And for those people who don't realize, he has done an excellent job, in my opinion. He's brought a lot of money into this town. And what's that old saying? I'll probably screw it up. You don't know what you miss until you miss it. So again, Matt, thank you very much. You did an excellent job.
Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome anytime, and I'm true when I say it. Watch when they start missing it, and they will. Okay, we're not going to have executive, Counselor?
sir.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor? Everybody have a safe trip.